we are saying that any resources or any opportunities or any efforts that you are putting to gain new resources or increase this amount of days are the water that you are filling the glass. But the main point, the important point, is that you itself fill the water in order to use it. So in any intention, in any case, when you empty the glass itself, you are when you are filling the glass itself, you are using it. So an intention itself is filling it in order to use. The last point is the usage and fully emptiness of this glass. In the same way, the life itself is so you would count the days that are spent. You would count the years that are spent. So the only resource that you can count for yourself as the water that is used is the years that you have already spent, because you never know what will happen next. So you never know what is your fullest potential. You never know what amount of water you can use at the end of the day, at the end of your life. In this case, what we're saying is that actually the intention itself, in this case, is to use these resources. So all in all, why it is important to talk about these two issues. So in this case, limited resource is present in both of the cases. So in the case of the glass, we are talking about the limited resources, which is the water, which the only intention that you fill the water is to use this water, not just in order for this glass to be full. In the same way, you use the opportunities such as going to school, getting the education, getting the career, getting the family, and so on and so forth, in order to fill the life and then use it. So the minute you spend and use these resources, the family, the education, you fill your day, and it is counted as used, is the days that you have already spent. So in this case, your main intention, your end point, is to use these resources, is to use these opportunities overall. So in this case, we can think of it as the opposite side. So in the case, on the other hand, we can, for instance, potentially think of the circumstances when, for instance, an optimist will think that, well, actually, in fact, this glass can be full, or this glass can be full in itself. So the main intention is to fill this glass. This is important. So in this case, the analogy could be provided that in the similar way, your main intention can be to just gain new resources and fill your life. But the main distinction is, and why it is not necessarily the point, and why this does not necessarily work, is that importantly, to the same extent as it is in the case of the glass, in the life, you even if the moment when you fill the water, you fill the glass with the water, and in the same way, when you fill your life with these opportunities, your main intention is to use the education as an opportunity, as the resource, so that it would be counted as the water that is spent, or to use other resources that are counted. So, for instance, you cannot count for yourself as the used water the tomorrow's day, because you never know whether this tomorrow day is yours or 1 year after that you will be alive, and so on and so forth. Nevertheless, you gain opportunity. Nevertheless, you fill the glass itself with the water whenever you have an opportunity to do so. Nevertheless, you use the opportunities of education and career, even if you know that there is a possible scenario that you will not live until you will get the career. And in the same way, we are saying that it does make a full sense to talk about the resource in two analogies. So in this case, we have talked about the case of the glass, so in which actually the water itself is empty as a resource. It is limited. You have to use it. Your main intention is to empty the glass itself at the end of the day. In the same way, actually, when we talk about the life, your main intention when gaining any new resources is that you can spend these days. You can spend your days as counted for yourself, as spent water, used water. So you use these days for your future, for instance, maybe, where you use the water in order to fill more water in the future. So in the same way, we cannot talk about the future water, which is the gain full glass. And so in this case, similarly, we cannot talk about the fullest potential of your life. So I have, for instance, 100 years. I cannot say that I have, the main intention is to have this 100 years. But the main reasoning is that if I will be lucky to gain these resources as 100 years, I will use these resources, and this is the water that is empty, and this is the water that is used. So for this reason, so
Thank you for giving me opportunity to make the question, opponents, judges. Please, to be clear, can you tell the short main message of your position?
So in this case, we are making the analogy with the light. So we are saying that water that is used in the glass is with the intention to empty this glass so that use all of the water. In the same way, in the life, when you gain any resources in the years, in the days, in the education, your main intention is to use this.
Okay, no, what do you want to prove?
And actually, my main point is that actually in your life, you can only count what is behind you, what you have used, and any intention to widen these resources is to gain new resources in order to use them and count as the water that is spent, as the water that can be counted for you.
Okay, and as a person who have chosen this field, what do you think about my message should be?
Well, your message.
I'm just interested because.
So your message.
What's the position I should prove?
The alternative to this is that thinking, well, we have potential resources, which is like the main point of the life is to pull these resources to the fullest extent. So the end of the life is not.
About potentials and resources, do we have as a humanity some problems that we are which was caused by us and we cannot to recover to solve it? No, well, you said that all of your life is what you did before it, and you should count your action, you should be responsible for the action, and that's why the glass is half empty, not half full, but half empty. So, as a humanity, as a person, okay, can you give some example, not just water, glass, resources, etc., etc., just simple example when I have failed, when I go a wrong way by your position.
When you do
When I go the wrong way.
This is my model, so that this is not empty.
Oh, okay, thank you. Can I take 2 minutes? Okay. Very interesting. I have one clear. I waited not exactly what I heard, because I thought that my dear opponent will show some trend and will show that we have some position and some situation where there is a trend that we go the wrong way, and that's why the glass is not full empty. We go not to some good things, but we go to some bad things, and that's why it's half empty but not half full. But we have, I think, a very touristic and philosophic position that you should take all of your opportunities, you should use your education, you should read the book, you should use your chances. Okay. But where is the problematic of this kind of proposal of the field? Well, not a problem for me. Let's do it. Let's try to debate it. I have heard one not bad thing about what I want to shift and to put in spotlight one little thing. We should speak about what we do. I think in this motion, in this proposal of my dear opponent, we should say why we do the things that we do, and what should motivate us, and what's the point of view. Where should we put our point of view? On the things which stays behind of us, and we should base all of our next actions, using all our chances, of course, to going into maintaining, to build our next life, basing on the things behind. Or we should not give a lot of attention to the thing which was behind of us, because the things which was behind of us, it's the water. Yes, we had the water, we used it, and how we used it. That's the question. I think in our situation, in our life, you shouldn't think about your life like something which you have used or apart, because there is never there is a time when you wasted your life. There is always the chance to begin again, to begin new life. And I think that if your point of view that your life is only beginning, it strongly motivates you to go to the best life. And I have here two cases in the personal situation, and a few arguments about humanity at all. About personal situation, I think we can make the analysis about cases of person who achieved a lot, and he did his best in his past, and about the person who didn't get a lot, who lost a lot of opportunities, and who is maybe loser. Yes, and now maybe he's a loser. He got a problem. And how should he base his point of view to go further? I think if you already achieved a lot, and you think that your life is some line which you are painting from the one point to the second point, and your line should be linked with your past, that it can motivate you to stop. Because you think, when I was young, I wanted to achieve some goal, and I already achieved it. So if I have achieved it, if I think a lot about my past, about my roots, about the water which I used and how I used it, these points of view can motivate me to stop my trying, my some beginnings. But if every day when I'm waking up and I'm looking to the mirror, I think, what will I do next time? What will I do? Because I didn't drink all of the water. I know there is a water. I know there will be a water. I know there will be a water no matter what I did already. What have I done? I think this point of view motivates the person to go and to go and to go and never stopping. Let's speak about the person who have failed. If I have failed, if I understood my life like a one line or some whole linked process, and I have failed, then in these points of view, I should make some suicide actions to myself in the case of my dear bond, because I think that all of this water I have already used, I have already wasted. And I am not a good person to use water. And how I will find the water? If I am basing my understanding of how I am finding the water, how I fulfilling my glass, as my opponent said, that I probably will think that I will never find new water, and this will kill me, and I will be loser until my death. But in my point of view, when I think that the water is there, over there, like Moisei who leads the Jews on the Sahara, and it's okay, just wait maybe 40 years, yes, and this will be alright. Moisei have found the water, and they have built the state. And no matter that you were slaves like the Jews, for example, in Egypt, in Bible, or you were loser, but if you believe that the water not behind you, but in front of you, you will find it. So I have the minute, so I will not be talking about people arguments, because there is a time. The only thing that I wanted to say is that it is emotion about what motivates you, and about how are you looking at you, how do you understand your life, and how you react on the situations in your life. And I think that the pretty strong motivations for you, if you always think that the glass, no matter of the size, is only half full. Thank you.
You have to ask questions first. 1 minute, okay. I thought 4 minutes, you said. Time.
So first of all, when we talk about so future does not matter new life. What matters at any time? So what is the main one? What is the main intention of having a new life if you are a failure?
No. I don't tell that future is not important.
No. I mean, yes, it is not. Past is not important. So no matter who you were.
Yes.
So now, when you are starting a new life, what is your intention from this new life? What is your demand from this new life, or your plans about this new life?
Curiosity, interest,
Okay.
a lot of things, because a lot of things around me, and my life is not too long to look at each of the things. So it's a lot of things.
Okay. So if you are failing now, so you would like to start new life despite the past, and you would like to achieve something new.
Yes.
Complete something new.
Let me understand you. I think there is very important when you to be true with yourself, when you tell, I should stop with it, I cannot achieve it, let's start something new, and not to be a person who trying, like Sisyph in the mountain.
So your main point is that enjoy your life now. So enjoy your life.
Not exactly.
What?
My main point is why I do now what I'm doing, because I'm basing my intentions and motivations and looking at in the past, or I think I will find something new, and I think I will find something new. It's the best way to
So
live.
what is your motivator? So this is something new. What gives it to you?
It's a part of humanity nature.
So okay, so
Curiosity.
when you reach it, you become richer, you become happier, you become a better person. Yes? When you conquer it.
When I become rich,
Uh,
when I reach something.
yes.
Yes,
You
yes.
become better, you
Yes.
conquer this.
I got it. I am happy, and let's start something new.
Yeah, you want to complete this. I mean,
Okay.
if you have a dream, you want to achieve it. You have to have this accomplishment.
Yes,
So you have, you want to be happier. So you want to have this achievement.
some dreams can be achieved, and some dreams cannot be achieved. And you should to be true with yourself.
Yeah. So your intention is even the way of achieving this goal is itself important for you. It makes you happier, isn't it?
Sometimes.
So the emotions matter. The happy man matter.
It's like about the girl who you very love too, but she is with another husband, and it's not happy way to live with the thinking about her all of your life and being unhappy. Not. It's a bad way. It's an example of bad way.
Okay. So 1 minute. We'll start. Yes.
Time. Mr. Lincoln, you have 4 minutes now.
So I'm happy that we had got to the consensus of what would be debated about this. So now let me make a rebuttal and some clarifications of the points that were made by my dear opponent. So the main thing that he talks about today, so he says, well, if I'm a failure, or no matter what is my past, I should always have an opportunity to look to the future. This is what matters, and so on and so forth. But this is important to understand that itself, when you look to the future, you consider this as an opportunity. So you consider this as the new opportunity to enrich your life. In other words, your past is your store. Your past is your achievements, the things that you have completed, or the things that you have already reached, or the things you are reaching already. And these resources, these achievements are the things that makes you happy. So, for instance, in the past, if you have a dream, so you have a dream and you want to complete this, you want to have this dream in your past, in your store. So you want this dream to be completed, achieved by you, and you will be happy with this dream. And your main motivation is to reach your dream, to at least to start in depth and deeper for this dream, to start the trip for this dream. And this is what makes you happy. This is what will make you happy, and this is the main motivator. And when we talk about new life, yes, of course, in the past you can make mistakes. In the past, some days may not be spent but wasted, and some opportunities may be wasted. But the main point of this game is that we are not saying that you have to always just consider the past, but the main thing is that you always orient to the past. So, for instance, when I want to be like something like a millionaire, a billionaire, and so on and so forth, I want to have this billions in me completed, or at least the root itself that is in me. I do not see this as the perspective itself that just there, and I'm motivated, and I'm just happy because it's there. I can think it as an opportunity. Even the Meisei itself wanted to have the water in his past like store. So this he wanted to have this water in him. So this counts as the past, as the achievement. So he achieved the water, and he's happy there. So in this case, it's when we talk about these accomplishment, achievements, and so on and so forth, the store of cups, for instance, or the store of dreams, or the store of some things that were accomplished, or the resources that were reached by you, is what counts as the past. So the past is your store. It may be it may consist out of dreams, it may consist out of lost victories, or some used opportunities, wasted opportunities. But the main motivator of this of your life is to have new opportunities as your accomplishments, to have these new achievements. For instance, one route as accomplished by you, or one endeavor to start it by you. You know this because it counts as your resource. It counts as your motivator. So you have it there. It makes you happy. So this new resource was attained by you. This is what is with you, and this is what makes you happy. This is what motivates you. Because every day I will stand up, and if I have already reached my dream, I will think of it as the achieved aim, as the achieved accomplishment that makes me happy, makes me richer with the resources. These resources makes my life richer, makes me better, and so on and so forth. And in the future, for instance, the future itself, I regard the future as the opportunities from my past. So, for instance, I regard the future opportunities as being used by me, or as potentially the resources that can be used by me. And this is important. The moment when I wish these goals, or at least start the route, is what really matters in this game. So, for those reasons, we are very proud to propose this solution.
Thank you very much. Mr. Dupus, you're here. You have 6 minutes.
The main problem of the position of my opponent, honorable judge, is that he wants to take the past only with its good things, but with not bad things. He said, I will take the best things from the past and best things from the future. And then I asked him, and why are we here? What we're debating about? If you want to take your past, you should prove that the pluses and minuses, bad things and good things of the past are much more better than bad things and good things of a totally optimistic point of view, when somebody in front of me, there's a green grass, there's a lot of opportunities, etc., etc. I think if my opponent, as me, asked me about the clear message that he is talking about already 2 speeches, I would say that you should be a good, smart guy. You should be a good guy who lives with your future and your past and use your opportunities. It's not about debate position. So I think I want to return your attention to my understanding of motion, that we speak about what things motivates us. What things do motivate us? Are we living thinking about our life is finishing and it will finish, or do we say, or should we live thinking that our life only beginning in 70 years maybe, or 5 years, no matter what age are you? I think that the best motivation, when you're always thinking that it's okay, it's only beginning. I will tell you 2 interesting, I think, examples, like experiments. One in my professional practice, like marketing, and second about managing consulting. your life is some intellectual labor. Yes, you are acting. You should always decide what you should do in your life. So it's like an intellectual labor. You don't just wake up, go to some place and go behind. You always decide. And what is about intellectual? There was some experiment in intellectual labor. There were two groups, and there were one task for two groups. To one group, they said, we will pay to the better worker, to the man who made the best result, more money, and the less result, less money. To the second group, it's like a program, motivation program. To the second group, they said, we will pay you equal money, no matter how you do this task, do it. And which groups did best? The second one, who did not worry about the result, because they know, no matter what I do, I will find the good result. They had an optimistic view, and they did a best result. I think when you think that your life is wasting and your life is finishing, you go to the bad results because you are always worried. You are always holding to the opportunities which you used yesterday. So you should always think about tomorrow. You should always think about now I can change my life. And the second example from the marketing. You know the best selling method, except the sales, yes, except the sales, is when I talk that this pen now I'm ready to give this pen for $1 and this is the last pen. When I'm talking like that, people are buying this pen even if they don't need in it. So this is the point of view of my opponent. When I talk, my life is wasting. I have no time enough to begin something big, new, and very interesting, very enthusiastic, and very fantastic. So I try to hold to any of opportunities to save my last point of view and to save my life. I think it's like a panic. I think your point of view, it's a little bit not so stressful, but panic when I'm always thinking about my life is finishing. So, go into analysis. I think today we didn't, I didn't get the feel from my opponent, which we can debate truly, and didn't get the message which I can clash, because there is no borderline between two positions. And I think that the things which we got from our opponent, they are totally wrong, because he didn't prove, he speak a lot about the things that I did already, but he didn't prove that these things is the main things which should be baseful for my next steps. I think that the things which you already did, it is not the base for your future. And this is bad. Yes, you lose something when you not make big value for your past, but you will get more. Because even if you're successful people, a person, or you're now maybe some loser person, but the optimistic point of view, when I not set the value to my past, will help to get more future. And the difference, and the difference between us in the size of the glass, because in his glass will be always shorter. Even if I lose it, I will not fool it. If I'm successful, I will fool it, but it will be shorter because I'm holding to my past. In my situation, my glass will never be full. But thinking that there is more water will help me to make these glasses bigger, bigger, bigger. Thank you.
Time. This is your last speech. You have 3 minutes on.
So today, obviously, we compare two worlds. So in the first case, their opponents were talking about the future and the benefits of looking to the future and disregarding the past, ignoring the past, and so on and so forth. And I have clearly talked about the past. What is the importance of the past? What is the motivator of the past? Why the past does matter, and why the past should not be ignored. So here, on the side of my dear opponent, he was talking about the future as the motivator. The thing that the main philosophy was that actually, when you only think about the future, you do not think about the things as wasted. You do not think as something as the last chance or something like that. But he said that, well, you will be more enthusiastic, you will be happier, and so on and so forth. But actually, the main motivator here is that actually you do not really care about. You do not really care about what you have completed in the past. It is not true. Our whole experience is based on is shaped by the past. Our whole life is based on our experience. And the thing is, because the past does matter, because the past determines where am I here now, or where is the position I'm holding now, I should be very careful about the past. I should be very careful about my experience that I have. And this is the main motivator to fool my experience and to use all of the opportunities for my experience to be richer, for my experience to be better. So even if in the past I had some bad experience, I know that actually for me to be happier, for me to be better, I have to balance this. And this is my motivator. I want some great things to be accomplished by me and regarded as the positive past for my positive experience for me, so that it would make me happier right now. Not the dreams that make me happier. Because if you have some dreams and if you have just failed past, and actually here you are having this dream only so that you would have in the future this dream as your past, as your experience, as accomplished thing, as thing that makes you happy, as the thing that promotes you to the better position, as the thing that makes you a good person or better person, and so on and so forth. And actually, the debate itself is that actually whether the future is what just really matters, or the past that shapes you. And in this case, actually, clearly, as the human being, as the individuals, we cannot just think about the future. Behind the future, we have the consequence. Behind the future, we have the results that will affect our lives. And the past is what shapes this present life. The past is what gives me experience to shape my future also. I'll think about the future as something that I want to be my past. I think about the dreams as something that I want to accomplish, as something that would make me a happier person or better person. And this is where the real motivator comes. And for these purposes, I'm really proud to propose this.
Thank you very much. By the old debate tradition, shake your hands and leave the room, and you can go to the main